The Kabanga from the Congo. What are we learning today? Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be learning about dividing rationals. All right, so the first video will focus on dividing rationals. What does that look like? Well, it's kind of like a combination of what you have been doing for a while, and then we're gonna put that to work. All right, so I have two equations on top and the bottom, right? Two not equations, expressions. So first, I'm gonna break down the top one on the left side right here. Ready, set, go. Let's rewrite this sucker real fast. X squared plus 8x plus 12. All right, so the best way to do it, if you remember, we're going to take the 12, we're going to write it right here, and we're going to look for two numbers that multiply to 12, and the same two numbers got to add up to 8. All right, so what are they? Think. I got it. 6 times 2. If you get that, 6 times 2 is 12. If you add 6 plus 2, you get 8. So therefore, you can write it like this. In parentheses, x plus the 6, because that's a positive 6. In parentheses, x plus 2, because that's a positive 2. So we can scratch this out, get out of there, and replace it with x plus 6, parentheses, and x plus 2. All right, now let's do the bottom one. The bottom one is this one right here. Move it over here. All right, let's break that as well. X squared plus 3x minus 18. So how can I break this? Well, same way I did the first one. Write the negative 18 on the left side, and we're looking for the sum to equal to the middle number, the 3. All right, so what two numbers multiply to get negative 18, but if you add them, you get 3? Think. I got it. How about 6 times negative 3? Yes, I get negative 18 if I multiply, and if I add it, I would get the 3. All right, so now let's write it. It'll be x plus 6, because that's a positive 6. X minus 3, because that's a minus or negative, whatever. All right, so I can scratch that, replace it with x plus 6 and x minus 3. Now, we can cross out the common factors between what I have in black above and what I have in red below. What do you see? Well, clearly, I can see the x plus 6. I can cross that out because it's also at the bottom. Then I'm left with this one right here. That's your final answer. So your final answer is on top, x minus 2. At the bottom, x minus 3. There's nothing else I can do here. This is it. Let's move on to number 2. Numero dos. All right, so we're going to take this, bring that to the left. 9x squared plus 81x. All right, ask yourself, how can I break this down? Hey, I see some common stuff. Like, you see this 9 and 81? I can factor out the 9 and 8 out of 81. So I'm going to write 9 here. But not only I have a 9 that goes into both, but I also have the x's that goes into both. I got to get the x with the lowest exponent, which is this one. I'm going to write it right here. Then open the parentheses. All right, so you see this 9? Well, 9 divided by 9, you get 1. In other words, how many times 9 goes into 9? It's just 1. How many times x1 goes into x2? Just 1 time. How many times 9 goes into 81? You just do 81 divided by 9, you get 9. Positive. And then the x's will go away. We're good. So there's nothing else I can do there. Scratch that. So I have 9x, open parentheses, x plus 9. All right. Next is, the next thing is, let's look at the bottom one. So the bottom one is this one right here. So I'm going to take this one. We're going to try to factor that on this side over here. So that will be x cubed. I'm a pause. X plus 3. X cubed plus 8x minus 9x. All right, so with this one, we're going to ask ourselves, what do we have in common here? Because I notice if I didn't have the x at the end, then I would just factor it out. But I have an x at the end, so I have x, 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 right? So I can factor out the x's. But you get the lowest one out. So, oh wait, I forgot the square right here. The lowest one is the one at the end. So I'm going to factor the lowest x, open the parentheses, right? So I will have x squared left for the first one. And then that one will be plus 8x. And then the last one will be minus 9 because you're factoring out the x's and all of them. And then you can factor this out now, right? So look for right the negative 9, make your table. Oh, let me actually use the space right here. Use the right side right here. So negative 9. And then the sum has to add up to 8. All right, what two numbers multiply to negative 9 adds up to the sum got to add up to 8? Doom, 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 doom. Hey, how about 9 and negative 1? Cool. Because if you add those two, you get 8. If you multiply, you get negative 9. So my x plus 9 and then x minus 1. Cool. All right, so now scratch this. You have x on the left side. You have x plus 9, and then you have x minus 1. All right, so we got it. So scratch the original one out. Right, what you came up with is x parentheses x plus 9 and x minus 1. All right, great. Now, what can I do here? Well, you can cancel the x plus 9 on top and x plus 9 at the bottom. All right, what else? Because the 9x is not in parentheses, like this x can go and this x can go. So your leftover is 9, and your leftover at the bottom is x minus 1. So let's write the final answer. You have 9 on top, and at the bottom you have x minus 1. And ladies and gentlemen, we're done with that question. Moving on to number 3. All right, so you take this one, you bring it to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now factor, now factor. All right, so you take the 4, and their sum got to be 5, right? So what two numbers multiplied to 4 adds up to 5? 4 and 1. Because if you do 4 plus 1, you get 5. So your parentheses will be x plus 4, x plus 1. Ew. X plus 4, x plus 1. All right, now you take the, here's a different color. You take this one, you bring it on the other side. X squared minus 3x minus 10. All right, I can factor this one out, negative 10. Sum got to be negative 3. So two numbers that multiply to negative 10 equals negative 3. Think. Hey, wait. Hey, how about 2 and negative 5? Yes, absolutely. Because if you add those, you get negative 3. So x plus 2, x minus 5. Let's write that right here. Out of there. X plus 2, x minus 5. All right, so is there anything I could cancel here? I don't think so. X plus 4 on top, I don't have that at the bottom. Like there's nothing in common. Well, then you're done. There's no work here. You just rewrite the top because there's nothing that can cancel with one another. You know? Nothing at all. So we're done with that one. Moving on to the last one. All right. So let's take this right here. We're going to write it on the left side. X squared plus 5x minus 6. Same deal. The sum got to be a 5. What two numbers multiplied to negative 6 give you a sum of 5? I can think of 3 and 2. No. What about 6 and negative 1? Ha ha ha. 6 plus negative 1, you get 5, right? So x plus 6, x minus 1. So scratch that. So we have x plus 6, x minus 1. All right, the bottom one. For the bottom one, if you really look, right, you look, this is already good. Is this one that I need to unpack? All right, I need to break that down. So let's write it over here. This one looks like, if you remember we did this, we called it the difference of squares. It was something like this. It was like a square minus a b square would have to equal to a plus b, a minus b, right? So I'm gonna tell you right now, the answer to this would just have to be, so just take this. So we know a square means x. So we know for sure those parentheses we have x and x. B squared, so if you have to square root the one, you get one. So we have a plus one here and we have a minus one here. We're done with that one. So this one right here is x plus one, x minus one. Adios, my friend. All right, is there anything I can cancel? Hey, I can cancel the x minus one and the x minus one. Hey, look, I can also cancel the x plus six and the x plus six. What am I left with at the top? Nothing. Nothing means that you put a one at the top. Nothing means put a one. You can't just write blank. When there's nothing, you just put a one. And at the bottom, you're done with just x plus one. That's only left over at the bottom is x plus one. And ladies and gentlemen, we are done. I want you to go ahead and do the next practice on your own, and you got this.